From the Tennessee Valley Weather Channel, this is your weather at noon.
Hey folks, thanks for tuning in for your September 20th edition of your live weather at noon. This is the last Saturday of summer 2025, and hey, it still feels like summer out there. That much is for sure, but we got an active pattern coming up, which I'll break down more in this forecast. So let's take a look at conditions right now. As usual, I'd like to start with that to see kind of where we're at. Temperatures in the mid 80s right now here in Lawrenceburg, so we're just a few degrees away from our daytime highs. Dew points in the mid 60s, so a little bit moist out there. We do have that humidity. And of course, that is a sign of that moisture in the atmosphere. We have some patchy upper level clouds, not enough to really make a huge impact on the forecast, but they are there nevertheless. Hopping across the state line, a little bit less cloudy, mostly clear skies at the moment. Temperatures in the 80s, dew points in the 60s, a very consistent atmosphere in this respect. Let's take a look at the futurecast because I think this paints the picture of that more active pattern coming up over the next several days. Now, for today, honestly, I don't think it's going to be quite as wet as yesterday, but we still will probably see some of those isolated thunderstorms pop up through this afternoon. So you have to be kind of unlucky to catch one, or lucky, depending on how you look at it. But when thunder roars, go indoors, right? If you have outdoor plans today, don't wait around. If you see a storm coming at you, go ahead, go inside, wait 45 minutes, or at least wait until you haven't heard thunder for about 15 to 30 minutes. Then you can go back outside, right? But we'll see a couple of those pop up today for certain. And, maybe a few of us could catch a downpour with that as well. So we'll watch that. Drying out, though, through tonight, temperatures back down the mid 60s for lows, and of course dry as well, as I mentioned. Now, as we head through tomorrow, models have been a little bit more aggressive and the atmospheric conditions are a little more favorable because in patterns like this, you don't necessarily want to just rely strictly on the exact outputs that the model has forecast. You got to use a little bit of intuition here. And I believe this output is pretty reasonable in suggesting we'll have a little bit more scattered thunderstorm activity through tomorrow. Probably going to be a wetter day than today. In some ways, it actually might be more like yesterday, which was a pretty wet day, all things considered. So that active pattern's coming back in, highs in the mid to upper 80s, probably not so much in the way of 90s for tomorrow, especially if you get that rain sticking around. Your upper limit of temperatures will be kind of capped at a certain point. We'll call it upper 80s again for some of us, but maybe some of us maybe in the mid 80s, right? 85 in Lawrenceburg, yeah, I could see that happening. 87 up there in Columbia, over there Savannah, Walnut Grove out further west. We'll call it 88 to 89. We'll be kind of pushing right up against the edge of 90, but I think over the next several days, 90s will not be such a widespread story at all. North Alabama, we'll call it 88 in the Shoals up to Florence, 88 over there in Huntsville, Hazel Green maybe at 86, Athens to Decatur, 87, 88, 89, right there. Rub it against, again, 90 or so, but I don't think we'll get right up to there. Maybe an isolated spot or two, but lower chances for tomorrow. 87 out there as well in northeast Mississippi from Iuka over to Tishomingo. Now, I want to show you the extended term futurecast, right? So this is the futurecast that goes out towards Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, further into the week. The trends have been your friend if you want rain. And, we could use some rain. We do have a drought building, but it's going to be a wet one over the next several days. Notice as we head into the first days of the week, Monday, this model here anyways, the GFS, is starting to fall in line with a couple others, which paint the picture that, yeah, the trend is certainly a wet one. Monday, widespread rain could be possible, especially in southern Tennessee. I think southern Tennessee is going to get more rain than North Alabama on the whole, but even still, I think both of us on either side of the state line will have some pretty good rain chances through Monday, through Tuesday as well. You'll notice that thunderstorm activity still lingering, scattered storms through Monday and Tuesday. Then as we head towards Wednesday, that's the day we've been watching for the most widespread shower and thunderstorm activity. If any day is going to be a washout, it could be a couple of them, but I think Wednesday has that best chance. We're currently keeping those rain chances around 70%. So that's the day to watch for those widespread storms. Some of those could be on the stronger side, by the way. We've been kind of watching those trends. I'm not going to tell you it's going to be some major severe weather event or anything like that. We're not seeing indications of that, but it's actually a pretty robust system, all things considered. So we do have to kind of keep an eye on that there as that front moves through. Pretty substantial increase in moisture with that, so we could see some isolated flash flooding just in spots across the area. Then towards Thursday, we get in the wraparound portion. Isolated storms continue through the end of the week. So yeah, active pattern. You better believe me when I say that's what's coming up here as we head into this first week of fall. And this is the first week of fall. Do keep that in mind. This is the last weekend of summer. Temperatures somewhat respond to that. We're going to be cooling down into lower 80s, even upper 70s by the end of the week and towards next weekend. But again, really starting tomorrow, especially though for the first half of the week, let's keep that umbrella on hand. Let's plan for a wet, active, stormy week all the way through to Wednesday, perhaps even a Thursday as well. Well, thanks for tuning in for your weekend weather update live at noon. I'll be back with you at 2 p.m. for more in the afternoon update. So thanks for joining me, and I'll see you then.
You're watching the Tennessee Valley Weather Channel.